Hello, everyone. I would like to talk about the Mound, Omen of Cthulhu, the demo. It's like a pirate on pirate horror game set for release July 15th. This game is such a hard baiter. It starts you off with this medallion that helps you find all the cursed treasure. So it's akin to like a Dragon Ball radar or something. It's supposed to help you get rich. And so this entire time, I'm playing this first mission thinking that I'm going to be bankrolling this shit because I've got the fucking key to it all, right? Dude, the captain charges you 15 tokens to rent this out per expedition. Do you want to know how much you get paid on those expeditions at first? 16 tokens. That is literally a net positive of 1. So I'm trying to figure out, like, are the monsters actually in the forest? Like, what? And I know there's like the surplus thing. Before anybody brings that shit up, let me talk about this right now. We are on a cursed island. There are all sorts of like fucked up demonic entities. You've got flying fucking Kezus that'll try to possess you and do everything, do their bidding, fuck you up and kill the team. You've got hallucinations, all kinds of fucking wriggly creatures. The rain turns to fucking blood. The surplus requires you do double the work for 2/3 the goddamn reward. Like, I don't understand what the thought process is there, but if I want to like go through the whole wage slave experience, I can just pull up a pay stub and reminisce on my employer fucking me. I don't need that in game. Thank you. So this game does have single and multiplayer, with the multiplayer lobbies being of up to 4 players. That'll give you at least 1 to 3 chance of getting a teammate that'll be cohesive with you, help you survive, help you get everything you need so that you can actually survive the mission and get something out of it. If you play it alone, you do get an NPC companion, and that's basically a 1-to-1 chance to work with a complete retard. To start, you pick a character of no consequence and spawn on your ship. This is like your main base of operations. This is where you're going to be looking through your contracts to see what you get in mission and what the payout is. Once you decide on what you want to do, you can sign over and swap over to the other side of the table where you get your maps. This is where you're going to pick where you're going to go to fulfill your contract and collect any valuables you find. Then you can go to the table behind the captain, pick up all your shit. You want to walk that over to the wagon and store any excess you have. This stuff does count towards your valuables at the end. And if you've got a saint, you can pick a buff. Half the time didn't even bother working for me, so that was fun. Otherwise, yeah, definitely make sure you collect everything on the table, and also you can go by the shop and pay the captain some extra so that you have a better chance of not dying. This motherfucker right here is Carlito, the man pulling the wagon, the most important part of this goddamn mission. This is where you're going to have to bring all your teammates to revive them if you're missing any sort of like bath salts that you might need to revive them on the spot when they go down. So you definitely want to know where this motherfucker is. He also has a treasure chest or whatever in the back inventory. That's where you're going to store all your items, your heals. Just keep in mind when you do need him so you can store something, the motherfucker's going to be on the opposite side of the map every time without fail. So good luck on that end. Most of your time in missions going to be spent looking for these cursed treasures by those little green lit candles by those altars. There's also crates that you can open and chests that'll contain valuable items and weapons. The game's also going to do a lot of gaslighting, making your ass think that there's some sort of item in front of you or something of interest when it's really nothing. You're going to start seeing shit. Your allies will look like enemies. Some allies will actually be enemies, and then you'll have like green mushrooms that help sober you up before you're fucking sitting there trying to use a gun as a stick, which is going to happen often. What I think this game could do a better job of really drilling down is the fact that the fort logbooks need to be found at every location. It's something where you see it at first when the game starts, and then you're so overwhelmed you forget that it exists. But a way to figure out if you still need to grab one is based off of those dotted lines heading from a location over to the mound. Those 3, for me at least, need to be searched for the logbooks. If you see those cursed medallions on a location, it means that there's a cursed relic there that you can bring back to the captain in order to use it on other missions. Each one usually has a trade-off or some sort of benefit. other than the medallion early on in the game. This one is the Cursed Mask, which allows you to turn into a zombie at the cost of health. It buys you a bit of safety, and of course, once you bring it back, the captain will rent it out at a reasonable sum for you to use on concurrent missions. So for combat, you have like three classes of weapons. You've got your melee weapons, which are really good for backstabs. You've got your bows and arrows and your crossbows, which will help you take care of enemies from afar or ones that might fly and get away from you. You also have guns, which most of the time don't work in the rain and even outside of it might misfire. They're very, very hit or miss and not very reliable. For the melee weapons, though, there's like three classifications. There are the kind of like the piercing weapons, which help you do dash attacks to close the distance on enemies. You've got larger weapons, which take two hands. Um, this one, for instance, is the spear. It does have the ability to throw, so you can use it to hit enemies from afar and kind of save yourself some damage if you are able to. And the last class are the power attack weapons, like the machete, which you can use to decapitate and stuff like that. But to address the five-legged elephant in this room, did you notice how that zombie just made me drop the spear and killed me? Like, these are brain-rotted zombies, right? The ones performing takedowns and kicking our asses on the ground. It's insanely weird to me that we don't have a block button or a dodge or a parry or any sort of defensive ability as thinking, breathing pirates, surviving hell on earth, essentially. Like these shambling idiots literally can do everything you can and then some more. This dude has two guns on him. He just shot one. He doesn't even have a brain at the moment. This is where things get really, really iffy for me. They're barehanding this shit right here. I've got a rapier and I was disarmed by a fucking rotted corpse. I don't understand the thought process here, but it's, yeah, yep. Cthulhu sperm cell can fucking ultra instinct dodge a backstab. How, I don't know, but pirates can't dodge a front fucking stab or a front bitch slap. Motherfucker counters and counterattacks. Like, I don't understand. Why are the pirates cursed with Down syndrome? And I get that there are people out there that would say, like, it doesn't really matter. Coordinating backstabs with your teams, outsmarting the enemy, looking for openings and stuff like that is sufficient, and it makes the combat rewarding enough. That's kind of how I had to play it, so I say, fair point. I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I can definitely see that point of view. I would just humbly ask that you consider not talking to me with your mouth full, because missing or bad mechanics in no way, shape, or form justify their own existence. Just because you find your way around something that sucks does not make it okay or something that we should just leave as is. The combat needs improvement without a freaking doubt. It's kind of insane that you can do all of these things. I've got fucking perfect throwing axe skills, but I can't block a single swipe. I can't dodge out of the way. I can barely turn and run at the same time. I can't strafe. I'm pretty much almost locked all the time into forward on conflict. And if not for the freaking throwing axe, I would be in some deep shit. This axe alone kind of saved the entire combat experience for me. It trivialized a lot of like the dumb stuff, but it also made things a hell of a lot easier too. Um, so, for instance, look at how I'm going to kill this centipede here. I've got my throwing axe. I hit it, it splits. I hit the back end to make sure it's dead. I hit the top end and it's done. Now, watch me use a melee weapon. Because if you get close enough to these things, you're going to take damage no matter what. You don't know how close you need to be to hurt them, but you don't know how close you're going to be when you actually take damage either. It's the same thing with these freaking birds. It's really easy to kill them when you can just throw something at them and take them out. When it comes to melee attacks, when those birds land, I've yet to ever in this game connect a melee attack on those birds. Like, it's almost like the hitbox never registers. So definitely a huge fan of the throwing axe. I highly recommend it for everyone. I hope that you can buy and hold on to certain weapons, because when it comes to the feeling of reward for mastering it and kind of getting the gist of it, this one was like really high up there. The only thing that I kind of have a question for anybody who's played this is the freaking deadlights here. Is there a way to kill these things? Because I just kind of flew into a rage every time I came across one and I just died. There's like no fighting back. Maybe you just got to look away, but I don't know. And it's weird too. This thing corrupted Aragorn and I. We're over there fighting to the death. We're both corrupted, mind you, as you can see on the left hand side. This dude picked me up and started walking me over to the cart. It's like he was in too deep. He forgot which side he was playing for. But that monk made sure we failed successfully. But other than that, I think this is a really fun game. I generally avoid demos because I don't like getting blue balled. I played this game, I think, for over 22 hours, and we had access to what, 5 maps total? The last time I downloaded a demo was 2024, and it was for We Harvest Shadows. Till this day, my nuts are in a vice waiting for just an announcement. So definitely worth checking out. Super fun. Highly recommend.
They found another logbook, and this one they found at the entrance